Well, good morning. Good morning. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Come on in. Hopefully, you'll join me. I know I'm on a little earlier than I normally am. And truth be told, I haven't really gone out uh, to the platforms that I normally go out to in the morning to find out what has happened while we were sleeping. So, if there's something that you need me to be aware of that has happened overnight, I have not checked. Let me know. So if you have time to join me, come on in. Again, it is a little earlier than I normally come on. Just gonna talk briefly. Shalom, shalom, highest love. Just want to talk briefly about prepping and planning. You know what they say, there's no time like the present, right? So here's the thing. I just had my uh, annual health checkup, and I'm blessed. I thank the Heavenly Father, all praises to Him, that the reports are all good. They're all positive. Now I'm having a few other tests uh, run, but I'm not expecting anything but good results. Okay, I have faith in the Heavenly Father that I'm in pretty good health. The issue that I have is that I am overweight. And I know that I am in good company with many, many other folks that are also overweight. And when it comes to prepping and when it comes to planning, when it comes to survival, those that will survive will most likely be those that are in good health. They'll have a better chance. Now, I'm not saying that they're the only ones that will survive, but they will have a better chance of surviving if they are in good health. I'm in my 60s, okay? But that's still no excuse for me to not get up and move, all right? And so I had last year um, decided I was going to do something about my weight and begin to work on it. And I fell off the wagon, family. I'm just going to tell you and be honest with you. I fell off the wagon. Um, so this time around, because I have a good report, I have no excuse. If you are in fairly good health, I'm going to talk to you like I'm talking to me right now. You have no excuse. Get up, get off your tail, and do what you need to do if you want to survive. It is as simple as that. And I'm preaching to me. Okay, I'm preaching to me. I don't know. I don't know if this is something that you need to hear as well. The other thing is you're prepping. I don't know what you're waiting on. If you have not begun prepping, look around you. Look at if you don't like the news, look what the live streamers are saying on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. What are they all talking about? If they have any good sense, they're telling you that there's shortages at the grocery stores. They're telling you that we have supply chain issues. They're telling you that our farmers are warning folks that things are not like they used to be. If you have any eyes, you've been watching the natural disasters. That's what they call them, but I call it the wrath, or not the wrath. I call it the judgment the Heavenly Father is pouring out because of our disobedience and iniquities. Okay, so if you have any eyes, you can see all these things that are happening. You can see that we're headed to a it won't even be a quiet storm. We're headed towards a chaotic storm. Can't you see we're already in the midst of it? We have more people in this country now than we know what to do with, and they're still coming in. Talk about housing them. How about feeding them? So this is no time for excuses. Go out and get yourself some water while you still can. Go out and get your canned goods, your meat goods, your whatever your family needs to survive. You need to go get it. What are you waiting on? This is no time for excuses. No time. Um, I've gotten myself back on track, and I, said I'm going to go out and I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Again, I'm in my 60s. If I can change and start doing things for my health, you can do it too. Uh, the change of diet, exercise, uh, just do it. If you can walk, walk. If you can run, run. If you can lift weights, lift weights. If you can dance, dance. No excuses. I have to talk myself into it. I have to be honest with your family. I have to talk myself into it. I know I need to exercise. I know I need to move. I cannot sit at my desk. Not that I do, with Capital One's but a good portion of it. I'm sorry, family. Got my tablet on the side of me, and I must have hit the wrong button. But I have to talk myself into getting up and moving. I sit at my desk a good portion of the day because I'm on the computer. I'm updating the website. I'm doing business stuff on the computer. So if I don't have, if I'm not sitting at my desk, I'm with the desktop computer. I have my tablet, and I'm still sitting. Okay, I'm still sitting. Um, I'm making a commitment to myself that if I have to go and into the kitchen, if I have to wash dishes, I'm going to try my best to do some moves in between putting the dishes, washing them and doing other things in the kitchen. Okay. Um, I'm trying to make a commitment that if I'm in the office, I have to get up every so often. Well, I told you I went to my doctor's appointment, and the suggestion was to eat eat every 2 hours. And yesterday I had another appointment that I had to go out to. So there was a break in that cycle yesterday, but I'm trying to get into groove with it. So, family, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to get healthy. All right. I have a bag in my car. I have 2 bags in the house. All right. Um, one is my big bag, and then I have a to-go bag that is a little lighter weight. Doesn't have as much in it as the major bag. My major bag is the one that, if we're fortunate, it has everything from housing to food to everything in it, to protection, everything in it. That's the big one. That's the one that I sincerely, I tease my husband all the time. I'm going to need a wagon to carry that one if we have to go a distance. Okay. But that's the one that would go in the car in addition to the one that I have in the car. Okay. The same thing with the bug out bag, my regular bug out bag. Okay. I don't know how you guys are setting it up. This is how we've done it. Okay. My regular bug out bag is lighter to carry. All right. That's we got to go. And that's the one that I would pick up, not the heavy duty. If we're going in the car, both of them are going with me. Do you hear me? So that means that I'll have 3 bags in my car if we can take the car. In the event that we have to dump the car, okay, I'm going to try and make do with a little bit of the smaller bag, and I would take some of the housing items out of the bigger bag, but I probably wouldn't take the bigger bag because I wouldn't be able to carry it for a distance. Okay. But at the rate that I'm going right now, and at my age, and with the weight that I'm carrying, I'm just making things harder for myself. Am I talking to anyone out there? All right. So we need to think smart. We need to um, sacrifice. That's what it is. You need to sacrifice. You need to make it, set it in your mind and set some goals and say, this is what I'm going to do. It is not easy. But who said that life was going to be easy? Right? So if I'm talking to you, uh, do what I'm doing. This week has been a changer for me. All right, a changer for me. 2 times I've set it up. I'm going to 3 times a week, and when I can do better, I will. But you know what they say, inch by inch is a cinch. So for 3 days this week, Mary C has committed to walk a mile. And guess what? I've done 2 of them this week already. So I owe myself one more. When I can do more and do better, I will. I will. My prepping. I like tea. I don't know if you do. I like tea. I like coffee. I like the warm, soothing cups of pick me ups. Okay, I do. I like the flavor of both of them, and natural teas are probably my favorite. So anyhow, the other thing that I like to do is I like to sweeten it a little bit. I like honey, natural honey. So my prep, I have my little prep plans that I put together too. So my prep was to increase my honey um, count that I would put on my shelf. I have committed that there are certain things that I need to do. And so I've got my honey. I went and got my extra honey. So I have my honey. So you need to make yourselves lists of things and plans and follow through with them. Follow through with them. If you look at your shelves and you see that you know what, I've got peas, I've got green beans. Oh, you know what? I probably need to pick up some more carrots. I need to pick up some corn. Plan it, do it. Just do it. What are you waiting for? There's no time right now with everything that's going on around us. There is just absolutely no time to make excuses. We need to get moving. We need to just do it. Wow. We're talking about food in the future, huh? Sharper one, let me know about where you got that folding wagon from, okay? That sounds great. I'll get one of those and put it in my car too. Okay, so there are those in the family that are saying that you need to get up and do things as well. Shalom, shalom, Vedens, garden and candles. Good day. Walk the mall early. I need to start something too. Yeah, you know what? I started it last year. Was doing pretty good and fell off the wagon. Got busy. But no excuses. Really and truly, I had no excuse. Today, I'm saying I have no excuse. Get up and do what you need to do. And so I have committed that that's what I'm going to do. You guys going to try to keep me honest on it? Help me and I'll help you, okay? But again, if you're like me, I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk, just like I'm sitting here right now. Okay, I spend a lot of time on the computer from the first thing in the morning after I've done the household chores, first thing in the morning, and sometimes I'm on here till 9 o'clock at night. and I get up long enough, because if I'm you know how it is, if you're on a roll, any interruption will break your focus. Okay, so if you're on a roll and things are going, you just keep going. You don't stop to eat. You don't, you take the bathroom breaks because you have to, but you don't stop. And then what happens after 8, 9 o'clock at night? That's when your uh, little demons kick in. Oh, you want this sweet. You want potato chips. You want, instead of going and making a meal. Those are quick things that you can grab. And so late at night, you're eating stuff that you shouldn't be eating. All right. And Mr. C, bless his heart, he's a beautiful man. He will. He's slim. I think he's forever going to be slim. It's just his makeup. Okay. He can eat a refrigerator, and you won't see it on him. I can eat one of those personal watermelons. I'm just teasing, but I can eat something so little, and you'll see it on me for the rest of my life, almost, right? But Mr. C, he can eat anything that he wants to, and it won't show. He's slim, and I used to be small. Mr. C and I were probably around the same size at one time. He was of course taller than I am, but I used to be a little skinny mini thing. People would say to me, "Boy, you're so petite. You're so petite." Well, that's changed. Okay, my health has changed, and because of health issues and things, and then my eating habits. Um, it's made a big difference in my life. So Mr. C loves to watch television late at night. That's his free time. Before he has to say goodnight, because he's got to get up early in the morning. But into the night, he is eating. Family, I'm telling you, I'm telling his secrets. He is sitting up eating chocolates. He is sitting up eating pastries. And he loves to share. He loves to share. If he's eating something, he's gonna say, "Here, Mary, have this." And Mary has a hard time saying no. All right. But Mary has been lately saying no. And he's looking at me strange. Like, "You don't love me anymore?" It's like, no, it's I have to do something about this weight. I can't eat like you. I can't. I appreciate you sharing with me, but I can't do what you do. You look beautiful still. I have to get rid of this weight. All right. So, family, we have no excuse time. The time is running out for excuses. Okay. The time is running out for excuses. It's time to get prepping, and it's time to get planning. It's time to do something to make sure that you're going to survive. All right. You know what I said? I did the 2 miles this week, right? I walked 1 mile each day that I exercised. It's not straight walking. It's not straight walking. I introduced this sister probably last year or the year beforehand. I don't remember. It's a woman that's on YouTube, and she's a real woman, a real person. Her name is Leslie. Okay, and so if you're looking for something that's fairly easy to do, I say fairly easy. If you've not been mobile for a while, it may make you a little breathless. You may have to you may be panting a little by the time that she's finished with you. But Leslie does a walk. I'll try and, you know what? Let me see if I can find it. I'll try and I'll put the link in the chat for you if you're interested in her. Okay. And what she will do is she does this particular one is is fairly easy movements. Okay, fairly easy movements. She's got one that she does with the families. And okay, the Family Mile one. Let me see. Share it. Okay, so I put in the chat um the link to one of her videos. This is one of the ones that I do. And the first day going back to it, I finished the whole thing. I finished the whole thing. It's 15 minutes. By the time you get finished with moving, you have walked a mile with her. So what are they? Sidekicks. You may do a few knee lifts. You may do a few arm pumps up in the air, or side by side like that. But it's movement, family. It's movement. And you know what I said to my husband? I have no excuse, because I have even seen folks doing yoga and other types of exercises sitting in a chair. So I have no excuse. I'm getting up and I'm going to get mobile. I'm going to move. I have been prepping and planning in the direction of food and supplies and things like that. I have not stopped. Every now and then I look at what I have, and I hope that you guys are prepping and planning, and with your food, your first aid, your meds, anything that you need for survival. I hope you have been prepping. I hope that you've gotten a system of rotating out the old and putting in the new. I hope that you guys have a setup for that. We talked about this. So if you've been riding with me for a while, you know about all of this stuff. And I pray that you have been doing well with it. Okay. You go through and you look at your supplies, you look at what you have. What are you low on? Paper goods, you need napkins, paper towels, toilet paper. What are you low on? Kleenex. All right. And you go through and you say, okay, I need to restock this. Oh, you know what? Aspirin. That's the one for me today. Okay, that's the one for me today. We picked up aspirin. Um, couldn't get it at Walgreens, couldn't get it at Walmart, couldn't get what we were looking for local. We had to order it online. I spoke with you guys last year about aspirin. They got aspirin light. Okay. So if you're used to taking regular aspirin at the regular strength, um, it's a hard thing to find at the drugstore now. And it's a hard thing to find the nice size bottles of nice size bottles of aspirin. I don't know in your neck of the woods how things are, but that's how it is here for us. And so we had to go online and order aspirin, regular strength aspirin. So today, that's on my list to order more. Okay. So Costco has them, honey. Get them while you can. Get them while you can. They have, it's not light. I'm saying it's light, but you know what? There's another name for them. I don't know what it is. Reduced something or other. It's not the regular strength aspirin. So if you're aspirin, if you guys take aspirin, that's on my list of meds, is to make sure that we have that. But those things that you find that you are lacking on your shelves that your family would require, make sure you go out and get them. What are you waiting on? Low dose. That's what it is. Low dose. Thank you. Thank you, Amayan. Thank you. Low dose. Miss T says low dose. Chosen one and D says. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. I said light, right? Um, but it's something that you need to do. You need to look at your preps. Do you have a list of the items that you've prepped? Do you know where everything's at? Do you have like tubs and buckets of things? And um, do you have a list and have everything itemized? Do you know how old the stuff is? Are you dating your preps? When we buy things that's going to go in our either on the shelf or in the closet or wherever we're going to put it at, right? We date things. We put the dates on them. When did we buy this? Okay, when did we buy this? And so that way you know when your let's say your canned mushrooms they start getting low and you need to either pressure can more or you need to buy more. When it gets down to a certain number, you know that you need to replace it. All right, rotate that stuff out. I hope that you're not putting stuff on the shelf and it's staying there forever. I hope that you are using it so that it's not going to waste. Okay, it's not going to waste. That you are able to use it. We go through our preps, but we replace them. Okay, we replace them. We take out the old and replace it with the new. The new ones go at the back, and the older ones stay at the front. So it's easy access. All right. So these are things that I hope you guys are planning. I hope you're still prepping. We need this. We truly need this. And you know what? Let me put a little bit of a warning out there too. I want you guys to, so because you're so generous, just be aware that people are scammers. Okay, people are scammers. And I don't want you guys to be taken advantage of. If there are those that are in the comments section um, putting in a sad and sob story, they're doing it so that they can get your attention. They're doing it so that you will reach out to them so that they can canvass you for monies. All right. And so I just want you to be aware that there are those that will come into the comment section and give you sob stories and so that you will reach out to them. And generally, I recognize them, and they come in every so often with the same story, with the same situation. And what they're hoping is they will attract attention so that you will reach out to them and offer them monies. So be careful. All right, be careful. It's okay to give. It's okay to help, but I don't want anyone to take advantage of you. All right. So I just wanted to put that warning out there. Hmm. I am not that big on how can I put this? I like meat. I do eat meat, but I'm not as big on meat as like my husband. He has to have meat. Every meal he has to have meat. I'm not so I didn't need to, but I was surprised that when I did go to my doctor's appointment, that was one of the things that was said to me, that I need to eat more meats or get more protein. And what she was saying was meats for the most part. I know that there are other ways that we can get protein, but she was talking about meat. So, and that kind of surprised me a little bit. But so I have upped my protein intake, and um, trying my best. I have this issue. I don't know how you guys are. I have this. I have this thing that I crave potato chips. I crave potato chips, and I've recently said I'm cutting back. So when I went to the store the last time, I didn't buy any. So I don't have any in the house right now. We're gonna see how this works for me. Okay, I'm trying. I am trying. Okay. But that is something that is like, oh my goodness. But I'm going to try my best to do this. It hasn't caused any health issues for me, but I know it's not healthy. Okay, I know it's not a good thing. All that salt is not a good thing. But again, I don't have like high blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that. But I don't want to get those, to have that either. So I do need to watch what I'm eating. I do need to watch what I'm eating. Again, Mr. C, he can eat anything. I just can't follow along with him with it. Oh, stop it, Monica. Oh, no, that's Monique. Full of faith. I love chips too, sour cream and onions. Oh, you know what? Those what are the kettle ones? Oh my goodness. The kettle chips, I love them. The barbecue flavor, the um what is it? Barbecue, and then they've got the sour cream ones are good too. That any type for the most part. The only ones that I don't do are the hot ones. I don't do any of the hot chips. Like my body can't take the hot chips at all. And it's not that I wouldn't like them. It's just that it doesn't like me. All right. Okay. So anyhow, family, how many of you would say that you're well stocked? You don't have to tell me in the chat. I just want you to be thinking to yourself, am I well stocked as far as the preps? If they turn the lights out tonight, okay, if something were to happen tonight and the lights were going to be off for at least a month, okay, would you guys fare well? Think about it. If there was a panic run to the grocery stores and you didn't get a chance to go out because you were at work or wherever, and the shelves were minus toilet paper, paper towels, um, and water, and it would be a month before those supplies came in, how would you do? And when I say a month before those supplies came in, were replaced at the store, let's say that there was going to be replacements, but it was extended, the time that was extended out for a month, let's say, would you be okay? No toilet paper, no paper towels, no water. How would you do? And what I'm giving you is an example. It's not that bad. I said, what if it's for a month? With family, what if it's what it is from this moment forward? How far would your family go as far as your food pantry, your water supply? How far could your family go if it was indifferent? It what in what's the word? Indefinitely. Okay. Me too, Ruby. Do you have alternatives? Just like Ruby says, she says newspapers. And do I need to tell you what she saves these newspapers for? I don't think I do. You know what, Miss T? I have the popcorn, but there's all these complications. And, here's these excuses, right? All these complications with eating popcorn. Popcorn gets into your teeth and your gums and all these things, right? I love popcorn too, though. Oh, wow. Companies put chemicals in so you can't just eat one. I can believe it. I can believe it. But yeah, you're right. Popcorn is a better substitution for it if I have to do it. It's just complicated with all of the kernels and stuff that you have to deal with. You don't have that with potato chips. All right, Sister Shamira. Oh boy, are we like with this one? You said that you have some kettle chips, sour cream. Just ate the barbecue that was left last night. Yes, that is so me. And at this point, like I said, I'm over 60, over 60 in fairly good health. I had a good health report recently, and I'm overweight. I have no excuse not to get up and be mobile. We're talking survival. That's part of it. That is part of it. How am I going to carry these bags? Can't get Mr. C to do everything, right? Got to carry some of my own. Yes. Monique Full of Faith says she's been stocking up on wipes. And you know what, family? Put in the chat. If you in your area, in your prepping, have run across any items that there is a definite shortage of, that you can alert the rest of the family on. Okay. Put it in the chat. In my area, I know that there are the liquid antacid is one of the things that's short in my area, the liquid one. Walgreens used to sell a nice tall bottle of a liquid antacid. So if you can't chew the Tums, if the Tums is something that is not good, that you can't do, you used to be able to get from Walgreens a nice tall bottle of a liquid antacid that wasn't it wasn't distasteful, that was effective. They don't sell it anymore, or if they do, it's like it's few and far between. Few and far between. They might have one or two on the shelf. The last time we went, we were able to pick up one. All of the others were gone. And I don't know if it's that they're not restocking it well, or if it's just that popular. I don't know. But every time we've been going in to get this stuff, to stock up, they really don't have a whole lot of it. And so I ended up going online. I found a substitute for it online. I got it at Amazon, tried it. It's not as good. So I bought a few of them. In a pinch, it will work, but I would prefer to get what Walgreens had. I'm sure there are others that are out there like it, but it's few and far between. So we haven't been able to find that. That's something that we're short on. So along with the aspirin in my area, there are certain pastries that are short in our area. The Little Debbie's, they're the Little Debbie's. It's Mr. C's thing. They are the Little Debbie's. Uh, uh, is it cherry pie and apple pie? The cherry pie and apple pies. Those sometimes they're on the shelf, sometimes they're not. I don't know why it's so sporadic like that. For a long time, especially when we were going through the pandemic, they weren't on the shelves at all. Mr. C, he couldn't find them. Bless the hearts of family members, you family members out there. You were sending him the pastries because you were finding them in your area. But it was like a desert here. We didn't have them. We didn't have them at all. So he was grateful. He was thankful that you guys looked out for him. You found him in your area. Another thing that is scarce in my area, you're not gonna find it. It's gone. It's just not gonna be on the shelf. And that is my meats. And who is the Keystone? You can still find what we don't eat, and that's the pork. Okay. Keystone has pork, chicken, beef, and a ground beef. Okay. Um, you can still find the pork, and the chicken is still there. It's not as the shelves are not as full with the chicken as it used to be. You can still find the beef, but again, it's like hit or miss. You're more likely to find the pork and the chicken than you are to find the beef. And as far as the ground beef, no, I haven't seen the ground beef in my store in over a year. Okay, not in my store. And you best believe if I run across ground beef in my store, every can that they have on that shelf, I'm going to get if I can. Because generally, when they did have it, it was only a few cans, anyways. All right. But that is something that you cannot get at my store anymore. I do believe that somebody out there said that you can still get it at theirs. So I'm like, honey, if you can still get it at your store, you better pick it up while you can. And then, family, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and went into like shock. How many of you have been buying butter recently? How many? Oh, Janice, I was just praying about you this morning. I certainly was. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you're from the hospital. We're going to keep you lifted up in prayer, sweetheart. But I was just praying about you this morning. I certainly was, because you weren't on here yesterday and you weren't on here the day beforehand, and I missed you. So I was praying for you. All right. But how many of you have bought butter recently? Okay, chosen one and Vedens. You know what I heard? And you guys have to correct me on this. In my area, I heard that the butter has gone up in price, $7.99 for 4 sticks of butter. Is it that high in your area as well? Oh my goodness. Now, family, if you are out there buying butter, I ain't gonna get on you too bad, but I should spank you. You know I should, because I told you, what, 2 years ago, I told you that you need to stock up on that butter, because 2 years ago I was telling you to pick it up. If you could freeze it, if you couldn't freeze it, that you could pressure cook it, or not cook it, pressure can it. Okay, that you could can it and put it on the shelves, right? What are you? Okay, butter is high. Oh my, when I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness. See, our Heavenly Father is so good. He is so good. He told me a long time ago to stock up on that butter. He told me a long time ago to stock up on the butter. And I came out here and I told you guys. I think I even showed you some video, showed you that, some prices, and I may have gone through and showed you how to can the butter. One of those videos, I have to go back and look at my videos, but I do believe, I know I've got a butter video. I might have two of out there. Okay, so you go back and look at my videos. But that's right, old McMoney. That's right. She said it was $7.99 for butter. You know what I said to her? I was talking to her. I said, "Well, I stocked up years ago on the butter." I said, "I saw the price that at one time it was like $4.99 for 4 sticks of butter." She said, "$4.99? You must have found it on sale." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She says, "Because that butter is like $7.99 for 4 sticks." I'm like, "What? That's $8 for 4 sticks of butter. That's like almost $2 for a stick." Family, what in the world is going on? Oh my goodness. No, you can make ghee. You can make it yourself. Vedens, you can make ghee. And that's just another form of the butter. I don't know how else to say it. It's another form of it's what you do to the butter. You render it down and it becomes ghee, and it's shelf stable for the most part. All right, but yeah. Okay, Ruby says she can some. Well, you know what? At one time, um, I want to say Kroger's had a sale for for some folks, our Kroger is actually a Food for Less, so it may be a Food for Less in your area too. But one time Kroger had a sale. Uh, it was less than $2 for 4 sticks that they had a sale. That was the highest sale that I've ever participated in. And if they have a sale like that, it was $1 and maybe 70 something cents. And again, that was the highest sale that I've ever participated in. But if they have something like that, and they don't have a limit on how many you can get, I was buying a box of it if I could, a case of it, and freezing it. Okay. But I've gotten butter in the past as low as 75 cents for 4 sticks. Okay. 4 sticks of butter, 75 cents. So if you ever see that stuff go on sale again, stock up, put it in the freezer. I just I was floored when I heard that. I was completely floored. But again, if you look around your area and there are things that you normally would buy on a regular basis, and you're starting to see those things not showing up, just think of it this way: if they're not there now, they may replace them, but they may not. Can you live without it? Can you substitute it for something else? And when it does show up, if it's rare, you know to pick it up, because it's not gonna stay out there very long. If ever, I'm telling you, they're gonna say that that's that crazy lady again, you know. Um, and if they don't put a limit on how many cans of the ground beef, because we use it, if they don't, and it's all natural. The only thing that they really put in there into their products, it's all natural for the most part. I trust them to this point. Is salt. It's all natural, so that you could doctor it up and do whatever you want with it. And it saves me from having to can up my own ground beef. Although I do like my own ground beef a little bit better, because of course I season it to our taste. But it's a quick way to, if you do spaghetti, if you're making tacos, it's a quick way to have a meal that you can put before your family. Okay. And so, like I said, anytime I run across any foods or any products that I know we don't have available here, and all of a sudden they become available, I'm stocking up. And that's what you should be doing. So, prepping, plan, prep. You have no excuses. Get off your keister and do some work. Okay. Uh, the old folks, they couldn't be lazy. Old school, they couldn't be lazy. You guys, do you guys, um, are you familiar with the old fashioned outdoor pump for water? Anybody know what I'm talking about? You didn't have running water in the house, so you had to go out to the yard and pump that water. That was a little, you had to work, you had to exercise. You couldn't be lazy. All right. You just couldn't be lazy. We are so spoiled now. We turn on the tap, we can have hot water or cold water. There was a time in my life when if you wanted hot water, you had to heat it up. There was a time in my life when I went to the bathroom, okay, when I had to go to the bathroom, it was cold. Cold as in outdoor cold, no heat. Horrible smell. Okay. Um and I'm taking us back to the times beforehand. I've dealt with it, you know. I've dealt with the bare necessities. You go into an outhouse to do your business, to needing to have um, uh, bring the water in, needing to heat the water up. Can you go back old school like that, or can you, if you've never done it before, do you think you could deal with it? You're going to need to survive. Pay attention to those who are homeless around you. How are they surviving? What are they doing? How are they living? Help them out when you can. Help them out when you can, because you never know, that might be your best friend when the time starts to get rough. No, it is not. Veden's Garden said it's not a spa experience. Absolutely not. But we can survive. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We can survive. If we have to go without lights, you got your candles, you got your flashlights, right? Many of you have uh, uh, solar appliances or solar um, gadgets that if you can sit it out in the sun for a little bit, then you've got energy, right? Oh, McMoney, yes, you do. I saw how you had things set up. Excellent. Yeah. Oh, McMoney says that's why we go glamping. That's a fancier way of camping. Each time we evaluate and see what could have made the experience more home like. Um, Absolutely. Anytime you experience any type of an event, we had ours this year, and last year, same thing. So we're to the point right now where we're okay with it. In the event that we've had our furnace go out on like the coldest uh, days of the year, and not just for one day. It's extended days. The only thing that I find that I have an issue with the cold is my fingers, my extremities, my fingers. Other than that, we were fine. We were fine until we had everything come back, get fixed, and working again. We were fine. So if we had to go extended periods of time in the cold, we could do it because we're prepped for it. We're ready for it. Okay, we're ready for it, and you should be as well. You should be as well. Um, as we're getting through this winter, in your car, if your car was stalled and people couldn't get to you, if you had to be out in your car for a while, could you survive? Could you survive? Do you have blankets, things to keep you warm? Do you have food items, water? Do you have extra like socks, uh, boots? Um, if you needed to relieve yourself, do you have the ability to do this? See, we had folks in their cars for what was it? It was either 28 or 48 hours. Uh, was it in Texas? I forget exactly where it was at, family, where they were in their cars and couldn't do much of anything, and they had to make do. How would you do? Okay. Good morning, Miss Rose Rob. Good to see you, beautiful. How would you guys handle it? Would you be able to handle it? Anyhow, I'm truly, I got work to do. Much work to do. I've got stuff still behind me that I still have to do here. I've got a whole room. The room is filled with stuff. I have work to do. But I came on to talk to you about prepping and planning, and there's no time like now that if you haven't started prepping, start it. You have no excuse. If you say that you don't have the money to go out and and buy extra canned goods and stuff like that. My suggestion is to hit the food pantries. Hit the food pantries. Find out in your area, your local area, where the food pantries are. Find out the dates that they have set, and go to them. Go to them. There are plenty of items that a lot of people, they're giving stuff away, but there are people that are I don't want to say picky, but there are items that people don't prefer sometimes. And I say pick them up because you never know. You never know where they may come in handy. Okay? You never know where they may come in handy. If nothing else, you may be able to barter with them. Okay? If it's something that you yourself and your family won't eat, you may be able to barter with them. Okay? But hit the food pantry. Okay? See? Monique, full of faith, says that's how she got started at the food pantry. Vegan's Garden, that's excellent. If you're looking for different prepping tools, the thrift stores are fantastic places to go. You can find anything from um, canning pressure canners to water bath canners. You can find um, canning jars. You can find flashlights. You can find let me think, tubs. Some of the tubs that you would need to store your supplies in. You can find backpacks. You can find for your bug out bags. I have some of those on my site too, my website, inexpensive ones, but they're more inexpensive at the thrift store, I think. I haven't been to a thrift store in a little bit, so I don't know how their prices. If everybody's prices are going up, I'm assuming that the thrift store prices are going up as well. Okay? I'm assuming. But you can find all kinds of different tools at a thrift store. Fishing stuff, fishing gear. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head some of the things that you could pick up at the thrift store. Okay, blankets, you name it. Yep, yard sales and garage sales. Yes, yes, yes. And online resale sites. I have to go and look for some of those. I didn't know. I know that the Goodwill is online, but I've not shopped there. Not online. I would normally go out to the different places. Who else is online that's a resale site? That's pretty interesting. Not as affordable. I could imagine everybody's going up in their prices. Everybody's going up in their prices. I'll try my best to keep mine down as much as I possibly can. If things are too expensive, then I won't buy them, and so I won't share those with you. But if I can get a good price, I'm going to share that good price with you for the most part. Okay, so that's how I do business. But I know a lot of places the prices have gone up, and a lot of the different places that we used to shop at. All right, family. Anyhow, take care of yourself out there. Take care of yourself. Do what you have to do. I spoke about the migrant situation yesterday. Uh, that's not going to go away anytime soon, family. If anything, it's going to get worse. I said it. We have more people here now than we know what to do with. Count yourself blessed if you've already started prepping. If you've already started prepping, count yourself blessed that the Heavenly Father saw fit to make sure you had a heads up. Because, see, we didn't see all these folks coming in. All right. We didn't see 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We didn't see this far ahead. We didn't know what was actually going to happen in uh, this particular scenario. We didn't see this. There are a whole bunch of folks that are out there, prophet and prophetesses, that have been talking about the different things that they foresaw. This is not one of them. I don't recall hearing anyone say that the United States and really around the world are going to get an influx of migrants. Millions. That's a lot of people. Millions. Okay. And we didn't see it, but our Heavenly Father, He knows the beginning from the end, right? He knew what was going to happen and said, Mary, see, you go on there and tell them to stock up on water. You go in there and you tell them to get some canned goods, to get supplies, and you show them some of the things that you picked up, that they can pick up. And you show them how they can do it on the cheap. So he sent us out to warn you. And look where we are right now. This was a few years back. If you've been with me that long, okay? This is he saw us coming to this point. He knew this. And he was telling us to get ready. And I look back now and with a smile, because there was a time when I would say to you guys, go, and without real evidence of what was to come, but me warning you and saying, go get water. And I can remember in the comments section, there were folks that were asking me, well, our taps are working, so why do we have to go out and get water? Why is there a need for us to stock up? Is there something wrong with the water? Why is there a need for us to go and stock up on water? And the same thing with the meats. There were people that were questioning when I said, I did a whole video on meat. If you are a meat eater and your family enjoys their meat, you need to stock up on meat. And I would say, if you're not going to can them yourself, then you need to go and get the canned meats. And I said that until we got to the point where you weren't able to find the Keystone meats, like I was, saying beforehand. And I was saying also that you need to, if you can't get the meat goods, to substitute it with things that have meat in it, like your soups and the corned beef hash and any type of thing that actually has protein in it already. Beef stew. That way you can get some of your meats as well, right? Um, and I can remember folks questioning me during that time frame. And it's like, okay, see, the Father knew ahead of time. He knew that we were going to have this crisis that we're having right now. We call it at the border, but it's not just down south. It's the whole country. They're coming in different areas, but they're just not telling you about it. We got Russians that are coming in. Okay, you're not seeing them. They're not putting them on the news like you see all the Hispanic and Haitians, and you're not seeing that. It's just recently that folks are starting to talk about it. Okay, you get to the point where racism has to kind of go out of the picture when it comes to surviving. All right. For all of you folks that have ever followed Rick on The Walking Dead, he was the one that actually said that, and a long time ago in one of the episodes, that you don't have time for the race thing when you're trying to survive. Okay, it's not about a skin color. It's about who's got your back. It's about trying to make it. Okay, to survive. And so I'm noticing that there are white folks, our brothers and sisters who are white, who are stepping up and saying, you know what? It's not just these folks coming in from Mexico. It's not just Hispanics. I want to show you something. And they're out there filming and they're showing, look, these are white folks that are coming in. I want you to know it's not just colored people that are coming across the border. You got Russian folks that are coming in. He was going through and asking, where are you from? And they were telling the different provinces, the different areas from the UK or the Russian area. There are Chinese people that are coming across the border. And I saw them a few months back. What I hadn't seen were Middle Easterns coming through until last week. And somebody shined the light on that. So our reporters, who are mostly white, have been telling us about these Hispanic folks coming across and these Haitian folks that are coming across. And now they're saying, you know what? All of them are coming across, and we're going to show you. They're showing us spotlight, and they're showing all of the different races, because you know what? When it's all said and done, if they're all coming in as migrants, they all need to be recognized that they're migrants coming in, regardless of what their race is. That's an extra body. That's an extra person that needs to be fed and sheltered, regardless of what color they are, right? And we need to know who they are, who's coming in. What do they look like? So that we know what to expect. All different nationalities are coming here. But if you watch the regular news, what are they showing you? The live streamers are telling you the truth. They're saying survival. It ain't got nothing to do with race. You look at those folks that are lining up, the convoy that's lining up down at the border. And I'm seeing Americans. And it's a shame for me to even have to say that. It's a shame for me to even have to say that. But because we have been so divided by race, by ethnicity, I'm not going to use the word because it's got a bad taste to it. Patriot. I'm not going to use that. I saw at the border Americans in that convoy. Black, white, Hispanic Americans who have decided that they want to do something. Okay? It's going to be short either way. I agree with you. When you saw all those truckers said everything's going to be short on the shelves for real, I don't think that they're taking that into a consideration. I agree with you. I believe that it's going to be short anyway, because the numbers are incredible of the amount of people crossing in. We talked about the threat. I call it a threat. I don't know what you guys call it, but I call it a threat. You don't know who I am, but you will soon. That guy. How many of those guys are in the country now? How many have come through and just haven't opened their mouths and said that? How many? I want to say that there is a number like 800 and something. 800 and eight out of the millions that have come through. The guy, one of the guys was reporting, and he was saying, and I don't remember the guy's name, but he was saying that out of the folks that have come through so far, our feds, our federal government has apprehended a little over 800 would be people involved in the big T type activities. Okay. that have entered. So they didn't try to enter, they have entered already. And those are the ones that they were able to catch. How many others are here, have entered? Because they do a catch and release, meaning they're free to go, if you will. They're not doing a catch and returning them. Okay. Well, Monique, they're trying to tell us that he is not the same guy. Okay. That we got it wrong. All right. So there's some fact checkers that are out there saying that it's not the same guy. Looks like him to me, but who am I, right? It looks a lot like him to me. The other guy that they say uh, is him older. Okay, hubby and I talked about this. Showed him all the images and what have you, and he comes out. My husband, he says the same thing I said. I looked at the one that was doing the opened up his mouth and was speaking that stuff. The guy at the border. We looked at him. We looked at the image of the guy. He had the hat on his head, the cap on his head. I showed you guys these images yesterday. I don't have them available right now, but I showed you those two. They looked a lot alike. Okay, the guy that had been in prison, that was part of this Islamic group, the leader of this group, looked a lot like the guy that was speaking. And then they tried to give us another image of him supposedly after he had been released from prison. It looked like a white man. I'm sorry. I didn't say that yesterday, but it did. It looked like a white man, and he didn't look anything like the other two. The other two looked like they were Middle Eastern. So I don't know if any of you guys caught that. I didn't say it yesterday. But I waited, and my husband looked at me. He said, "Mary," he said, "That's a white man." I said, "Chuck, I thought so too, but I didn't want to say anything." So Mr. C, uh, Mr. C he's just playing out and out. Came out. He said that's not even the same man. I'm like, that's what they're trying to give to the public, that's supposedly him. It could be. I don't know. It could be. It just doesn't look like him to me. Okay. Oh, Emmett, you thought the same thing. Shalom, shalom, beautiful. Emmett said, I thought the same thing. It didn't look like him. He did. He looked like a white man. The other ones look like definitely Middle Eastern. They think we're stupid. Yeah, I believe that. They do. Yeah. So we have him that's speaking up and telling us that something's gonna happen. That's the way I look at it. Um, and when it happens, you will know who I am. That's what I got from that. So we got things like that going on. Um, we are because of the because of the it's okay with our leaders to allow this to continue on. I'm trying to be careful. Because this is okay with our leaders, it is putting the people of this country at risk. And it appears to me that they don't care. So, like I said, I'm trying to be careful how I say this. And because they don't care, and because we are at risk, that means that you and I have to do whatever we can to keep ourselves safe. So I talk to you guys about food. I talk to you guys about medicine. I talk to you guys about water. I talk to you guys about making sure that you've got the proper clothing prep for whatever season there that we're in. That you have a bug out bag. That you have emergency tools. Emergency. I talk to you guys about all of those things. And one of the things that I don't really talk to you guys about because I have to be careful is making sure that you have tools to keep you safe from others who may want to hurt you or harm your family. We can't talk about that, but it's a necessity. If it is a choice between some stranger and your child, you need to know what you can do. And you need to have something on hand. If we have arrogance at the border like that, do you think they're going to care about you and yours? He called that man stupid and didn't blink twice. He called that man stupid, told him that you're not smart enough. You come here to our country looking for assistance from us, and you tell us we're stupid? We're stupid that we don't know you, and we should. And you want help, right? Yeah, you want help from us, right? Here, let me help you. Let me march your butt right back over the border. That's the help you're gonna get, okay? That's what I was thinking. Here, oh, you want to know how smart I am? Let me show you. Hey, here, let me help you. Oh, which direction did you come in? Okay, you can go right back out that way. All right. So yeah, that's where we are, family. Um, get moving. Get moving. Can you defend yourself? Can you defend your family? Walk with Leslie, because that's what I'm doing. I'm walking with Leslie. 15 minutes, a full mile. Again, it's not just walking, plain walking. You're going to do knee lifts. She does movements with the hands, with the arms a little bit. But I'm over 60, overweight. And if I can keep up with her, you can keep up with her. If that's too much for you, now you young people, you can get in and do the groove thing. You young people, you can get moving, right? But us older people, we got to do things a little bit different, all right? But if that's too much for you, then they have videos that are out there, family. Look for them. They have videos out there where you can sit in a chair and you can actually get a little bit of an exercise in. Do something. Do something. Uh, if we're expected to run with bags on our backs, you won't last very long if you don't do something now. Okay, you got to get up and do something now. Don't wait. No time for excuses. We're at critical mass right now. There are problems that we have all around us. We're not to fear because we've got the Heavenly Father. But you know what? What is it? Faith without works is dead. You can have faith in the Heavenly Father, but get up and do some work. Faith without work is dead. On that note, I love you all. I want you to have a good, blessed day. If you have to go out and about, stay away from crowds. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure that you assess the area that you're in, the folks that are around you. Okay, because you never know that arrogant guy could be in your area or one like him. And who knows at this point in time what harm they're going to do. We don't know. At this point, I don't trust them. Are there families? I don't want people to get it wrong. Are there families coming across the border? Are there people coming across the border that sincerely need help? Sincerely are looking for a safe haven? Absolutely. Absolutely. May Yah bless them. And us too. We don't want to give up charity. We don't want to not love our neighbors. We do. We do. And we will continue to do that. Lend a hand to help out those in need. We will do that. But for those that are coming across with a different purpose, different story, we pray for discernment so that we know the difference between those groups. But I believe that this man threw that out there because when the enemy does stuff, he has to let the righteous know what's going on. We get a little bit of the truth with the lies, right? And the Father doesn't move without telling his saints, his prophets, what's going on. Okay? So when you hear a warning, my ears perk up. I don't know about yours. When I heard that, my ears perked up. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Laying it on the line. Oh, we should know who he is. Oh, yeah, we should know who he is. And he's letting us know that when he does whatever he's going to do or when whatever happens, we'll know soon enough. So, yeah, my ears perked up. Anytime something like that happens, yeah, we should be paying attention. So when you go out, you look around you. Who's around you? Where are you at? Is there an exit close by? You do what you have to do to survive. We're at that stage. All right? So, anyhow, family, I love you. But know this, the Heavenly Father, He loves you so much more. Keep prepping, keep planning. Shalom.